is Aprilia. Alongside him is championship leader Leon Haslam, number 91 on the Viru All-Star Suzuki. Second row of the grid, Troy Corsa, Quintoli, Jonathan Ray, Lanzi. But look for Haga on row 3. Can he make the start he needs on number 41, the Xerox?
Look good, he looked good. One of the Ducati's got a flyer down the outside.
And it was Nori Haga might have got a good start. He might have veered through, but I think if Biaggi comes out on top here,
BM
could govern it.
BM.
Oh, Corsa. Corsa was through round the outside, which is what several riders were threatening to do if they got shut out early on. It's Troy Corsa, a man who's won 5 times.
Checker diving through into second.
And Carlos Checa will be a major danger man. The Barcelona man from just inland.
Haslam up the inside of Camia. Camia made a flyer as well.
So Camia did get round the outside like he told us that was the way he'd choose. And there is his teammate Max Biaggi in third. So the danger men are in front of Leon Haslam.
Camia was the start of the race for me. 11th to second there.
13th to second.
13th to second, sorry.
So an impressive start for Leggy Leon. He's in 5th. Can he maintain this pace? Leon Haslam knows the fast men are the men he's concerned about are the ones in front of him. Number 3, Biaggi, and number 7, Carlos Checa. But what about that BMW of Troy Corsa, the double world champion, who was a double race winner here last time he won the championship in 2005 for All-Star Suzuki.
Yeah, and I think Haslam will know that he's got 2 of the real danger men in front of him there in the form of Checa.
Smertz, and that was Tosland's is 6th, 7th is Crutchlow. It was one of the sterile Gardners. Oh, look at this. Carlos Checa round the outside. How confident was he into the final turn? Now, what is different between his gearing and Shaky Burns? Because there was nothing wrong with that approach.
Watch the BM down the straight. Ought to be able to get, and it has drive straight past the Ducati of Checa.
Wow, so 2 of the relative old experienced boys in this team. There's Silvan Quintoli, number 50, making progress. Quintoli is just moved through into 7th place as number 7 returns to the lead. Carlos Checa. Good to see a Beamer really mixing it at the front here. Troy Corsa, number 11. Can he sustain this pace? You've pointed out before, James, that how critical the start is here because it tends to break into grooves with the kind of skewy nature of the track. Look at the way Carlos Checa sits that bike up out of the turn, gets the power square on as we watch. There's the battle.
There's Haga.
Crutchlow and Haga. Haga not getting... Do you know what the mistake Norrie made? He practiced to start this morning. Toshi was telling us yesterday the reason he's so good at his starts is because he never practices them, so he doesn't do them very much. But he's in there. He's fighting with Carl Crutchlow. At the front, Carlos Checa, number 7, Altea Ducati. That man, number 11. Oh, and
that's
Biaggi. Mistake. Biaggi goes wide.
Yeah.
That has allowed Leon Haslam to pick off one of the men that he was concerned about, and I would think that he doesn't want to let those men ahead get too far away. Tosland having a good race. The sterile guard of Yamaha, number 52, right behind the number 2 Aprilia of Camia, which is behind that man, his teammate Biaggi. Oh, and just coming up to 2 laps complete, and a rumbustious opening 2 laps here at Valencia as they come hammering across the line up towards 180, 190 miles an hour down the straight, back off into the fast 90 mile an hour left-hander at the Jorg Martinez Aspar corner, turn 1. There's Shaky Byrne, number 67. He's down in 13th place. Jonathan Ray down in 10th place. A lot of battling on. There is Shaky, number 67, on the back wheel of the factory Ducati of Michel Fabrizio. But at the front, danger man Carlos Checa's opening a gap. He set a fastest lap of 134.75 on the last lap. And look at that.
Yeah, we're expecting the riders to get down to something like low 34s, seems to be the general consensus, with the race tyres on early on in this race and then drop to mid 34s, high 34s towards the end and into 35s.
Perhaps James Toland, number 52, selected the right launch control because they rather unkindly gave it 2 to test this morning in warm-up in practice starts.
That's just what you need. When you're already nervous about the start.
If he was a Piscean like me, that'd stand no chance. That's number 41, Norrie Haga, just behind pole setter for the 2nd time in his career, Carl Crutchlow. Oh! And someone's...
Checa's off!
Checa has made his first mistake of the weekend. He's gone.
Have a look. Oh, lost the front. I tell you what, he clung onto that a long time.
And he's got it, he saved it, but couldn't make the right-hander.
Oh.
And that is where Sylvain Guintoli went down this morning. He lost the rear right there.
Don't think it is, Jack, to be honest. I've got to argue with you there.
Sorry.
I think it was a different corner because it was post 3 where Sylvain, and that's way around the track where Carlos just did that.
He's just gifted us a race.
He has.
He was going to run. He looked as if he was going to run away with that. Perhaps he was pressing a little harder than we thought.
Clearly.
Now, at the front then, it's Troy Corser, Leon Haslam, Max Biaggi.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, the Spaniard was desperately unlucky. What a save that was before it went down.
It was. He did really well. The front went, the rear went. He got it on his knee, got it back up, but by then he was pointing towards the gravel track and no way to save it.
It wasn't dissimilar to that man in the lead now. Troy Corser lost the Foggy Patronus in similar fashion and went gravel strapping, and eventually a rather simple crash that put him out.
That was actually the same set of corners. That was,
yes,
Corser did it the corner after where we've just seen Carlos Checa do it.
Now, Camilla, I tell you what, he was cool and optimistic this morning. He knew he'd got it in him if he could get the start, and he felt that he was also perhaps capable, as we see the end of Roland Resch on the right wagon's BMW. He felt he would, if he could run the lap times early in the race, as he failed to do 2 weeks ago.
And this is it. And when you look at the lap times, certainly from previous races this season, and when you look how close it is round here, if you can get away with it, most people, this is Haslam looking around the outside of course, that's a difficult move. Corser wide enough himself. All the times are by the middle of the race, all the people doing the same times within a tenth of a second. So if you can get away with them like Camilla has, there's a good chance he can stay there and run these times.
Here comes the Suzuki inside the Beamer, and with the assistance of the BMW slipstream, it's slotted through into the lead in turn 1. So the Viru Suzuki, but here comes straight away responding, not quite. Now a move by Tolson. He got inside Camilla to 4th.
Yeah.
Haslam leads. Second, the BMW of Troy Corser. Third, Biaggi. 4th place, the man who won here. Look at that move by here. That looked dramatic.
He did, and lots of that was on the brakes. It wasn't a lot on power. It wasn't that the Suzuki could drive past the BMW. Most of that was done on the brakes into turn 1.
Last time James Tolson raced here, he was on the white and pale green Hansby Tenkada Honda, and he won the second race in 2007.
And boy, did he ride it hard.
Yes, and he's here now, riding hard again. He's in 4th place. So he's... Perhaps he was so pale and tense because he knew that if he could get things right off the start, he could be the man who could press Yamaha's advantage here. There's the 2 Xerox Ducatis. They are lying in 8th and 9th places. But I tell you what, Jonathan Ray seems to have got the better of both of them.
I'm going to say Jonathan Ray's definitely making headway from a bad start.
There he is. Jonathan Ray is having to push really hard from making a dismal start from the second row of the grid. Tom Sykes in the points in 13th place. Ruben Zaus on the second BMW in 15th has the final point just now. There's Biaggi. He's 3rd on bike number 3. Crossing the line. Haslam, Corser, Biaggi, Tolson, Camilla Guintoli, I've hardly noticed, is in 6th place ahead of Crutchlow, Ray, Haga, Fabrizio. That's the top 10. And that was Guintoli. Steady on, son. Fabrizio looks impatient to find a way past Norrie. What we do know about Norrie Haga is that, and although he doesn't make any fuss about it at all, is that he's still carrying certain problems associated with that massive accident when he was torpedoed in warm-up at Phillip Island by Ruben Zaus. And certain arm problems, back problems, and internal problems. Someone's gone down in the background. Someone's folded it up.